The embers glow beneath my feet, the smoke still stains the sky. Your shadow moves across the heat, but you don't raise your eyes. Your armor hangs in broken lines, your breath is slow and thin. The war is gone, but something binds us deeper than it's been. We stand too close, we don't step back. Where the fire finally died, we stood face to face. All the war we held inside fell away from this place. Where the fire finally died, we forgot how to fight. In the ash, in the quiet, we were more than the night. Your hand is near but doesn't move, like reaching breaks a line. We both have something left to lose, but can't define. The ground is marked by where we fell, but not by where we stand. The truth is harder now to tell than steel within the hand. Your breath, my breath, one step, one space. Where the fire finally died, we stood face to face. All the war we held inside fell away from this place. Where the fire finally died, we forgot how to fight. In the ash, in the quiet, we were more than the night. If I turn, will it return all the lines we drew before? If you stay, do we betray everything we fought for? The fire finally died, we stood still. All the war we tried to hide lost its iron will. Where the fire finally died, we didn't run, didn't fall. In the ash, in the silence, we were something else, not war. The fire is gone. We remain. The fire burned on the mountainside, red against the snow. We raised our hands into the night, the way our fathers showed. We carved our hopes in sacred wood. We sang beneath the stars, believing every whispered prayer would travel just as far. But winter came with iron teeth, and shadows crossed the land. The sky stayed dark above our heads. No answer came again. We called, we waited, we called in vain when the gods went silent. Silent in the storm, we were left with nothing but the hearts we carried on. The sea took suns, the frost took fields, the cold took more each year. Still every heart kept feeding flames, still every voice drew near. We searched for signs in raven wings, in thunder and in rain, but every road led back to us again and yet again. No voice, no thunder, no hand reached down when the gods went silent. Silent in the storm, we were left with nothing but the hearts we carried on. When the gods went silent and the old sky closed its eyes, we became the fire. We became the light when the gods went silent. Silent in the night. We became the light. Maybe they were never there, maybe they were always here, inside the hands that pulled us up, inside the souls that conquered fear. The mountains stood, the sea still roared, but something changed in me. I stopped looking at the sky and found what I could be. When the gods went silent, silent in the storm, we were left with nothing but the hearts we carried on. When the gods went silent and the old sky closed its eyes, we became the fire. We became the light when the gods went silent. Silent in the night. We became the light. Oh, the stars remain, the wind still calls, but now we know the fire was ours. Snow climbs high on the mountain stones, the night cuts sharp and deep. One small fire inside the dark where broken old walls creak. You came through wind with frozen hands and ice across your face. Like every storm the north could raise had driven you to this place. No words at first, no prayers said, only smoke and shaking breath. Hold me through the winter white, through the winter white tonight. If the cold world takes the dawn, stay with me till morning light. Hold me through the winter white, through the storm and frozen sky. When the whole world turns to snow, don't let our fire die. The blizzard screamed against the roof like wolves around the door. Your shadow danced beside the flames across the wooden floor. You said my name so quietly, like something The dark would not release. Inside your eyes I found my peace. Hold me through the winter white, through the winter white tonight. If the mountains hide the stars, be the fire in my sight. Hold me through the winter white, through the wind and endless night. Every scar inside my soul comes alive beneath your your hand found mine, and all the years collapsed in time. Snow fell hard, the whole world disappeared, but for one night you were here. You were here. Hold me through the winter white, through the winter white tonight. If the cold world breaks apart, keep me breathing through the night. Hold me through the winter white, through the dark and falling sky. When the last flame burns to ash, promise me it won't die. Hold me through the winter white, through the winter white tonight. Even if the dawn should fade, stay with me till morning light. Snow and silence, fire and skin, the storm outside, the warmth within. The torches burned against the snow, gold smoke beneath the night. They carried him on cedar wood like some forgotten king of light. The women cried in heavy veils, the old men bowed their heads, while winter wind moved through the flames above the silent dead. I stood beside the morning fire with frost upon my skin, and all the songs they begged me sing would never cleanse his sins. No saint, no savior, no holy man beneath the gold. My tears were not for him, not for him, not for him. They fell for every home he burned, every child beneath the wind. My tears were not for him, though the whole cried his name. I sang the words they wanted heard, but my heart danced in the flames. I watched the widow's kiss his rings like he was carved by gods, but I still saw my father's blood frozen hard beneath the fog. He rode through fire years ago with iron in his eyes, and left our fields in smoking ash beneath the blackened sky. Now all the ravens circled low above his silver grave, and every prayer they spoke for him felt colder than the rain. They called him great, they called him strong, but greatness does not right the wrong. My tears were not for him, not for him, not for him. They fell for all the years we lost, buried deep beneath the wind. My tears were not for him, though the north still praised his name. I raised my voice beside the fire while my soul escaped its chains. away, but freedom at last. The man who haunted every dream was ash beneath the snow, and for the first time in my life I felt my heart beat slow. My tears were not for him, not for him, not for him. They fell like rain on broken stone for the girl I should have been. My tears were not for him, though the whole world mourned his flame. I sang the song, I played the part, but never forgave his name. The fire died, the hall grew still. The north moved on, and always will. The blizzard cut the mountain trail, the sky turned hard and white. I saw your shadow through the storm like something from old nights. The hunting cabin creaked in wind, on fire against the cold. Two ghosts beneath a broken roof with too much left untold. Your cloak was soaked with frozen snow, your hands were cracked and red. You looked at me like all these years still lived inside your chest. One flame burns, one silence grows. Snow between us, burning slow, burning slow, burning slow. All the words we never spoke, still alive beneath the snow. Snow between us, hearts undone, hearts undone beneath the storm. Every time you say my name, the whole night feels warm. The wooden walls shook through the dark, the north wind screamed outside. But every breath inside that room felt harder now to hide. You asked me where my road had gone, I laughed but could not lie. Some wounds freeze deep beneath the skin but never truly die. Your fingers brushed against the cop, then slowly touched my hand. Like both of us were still afraid to feel and understand. The storm grows wild, we don't move back. Snow between us, burning slow, burning slow, burning slow. Every scar and every ghost still alive beneath the snow. Snow between us, pulling close through dark and cold. Every time your eyes find mine, the whole world loses hope. If morning comes, will you still stay, or fade like smoke at break of day? The fire cracked, you pulled me near, and all the years disappeared. Snow between us, burning bright through storm and night. Every road that broke our hearts led us back into this light. Snow between us, falling white on roof and pine. was white as a drawn blade line. Your people stood beyond the hills, and mine stood here with mine. We grew up here in the same old words, spoken around the flame. Never trust the blood beyond, never speak their name. But winter winds don't choose a side, and neither did my heart. One look across the market square and everything fell apart. I tried to turn away, I tried to walk alone, but every road I took somehow was leading where you'd gone. You were the man I was meant to hate, meant to hate, meant to hate. But every time you called my name, the walls of winter broke away. You were the man I was meant to hate, meant to hate, meant to hate. But my heart ran faster than the old mistakes, to the man I was meant to hate. The spring feast lit the valley gold, the mead flowed deep and bright. The fiddles played, the fires danced beneath the northern night. They planned a future carved in stone, a life already made. But every promise felt too small compared to what we made. Your hand found mine behind the crowd where shadows met the light. And for a moment all the world was gone from sight. The old men shook their heads, the old songs warned our fate. But no one ever taught my heart how to obey their hate. You were the man I was meant to hate, meant to hate, meant to hate. But every time you called my name, the walls of winter broke away. You were the man I was meant to hate, meant to hate, meant to hate. But my heart ran faster than the old mistakes, to the man I was meant to hate. Let the river rise, let the cold winds blow. Let every voice in both our worlds tell us no. If loving you is breaking rules, then let them break tonight. Because a heart that never risks never finds the light. You were the man I was meant to hate, meant to hate, meant to hate. But every road and every storm only led me to your face. You were the man I was meant to hate, meant to hate, meant to hate. Now the whole world can say we're wrong, I will sing it anyway. You were the man I was meant to hate, meant to hate, meant to hate. But somehow you became the one I could never walk away from. The river still runs cold tonight, the old lines still remain. But love crossed every border drawn and never looked away.
While snow climbed up the pines, the wind moved hard through the hanging boughs and shook the cedar sides. You came through frost with a torn fur cloak and ice along your hair, like someone pulled from a dying storm. that never meant to spare. No drums were heard, no horns were blown, only the dark and the falling snow. I will wait where the ravens don't fly, where the cold moon hangs in the sky. Through the storm, through the white, through the endless night, I will keep your fire alive. I will wait where the ravens don't fly, where the old gods turn blind eyes. Though the mountains freeze and the rivers die, I will stay by your side. The wolves cried out beyond the cliffs like ghosts beneath the ice. Your hands still shook from the northern war, though your voice stayed cold as night. You said the sea took half your soul, the rest was lost in rain. But every shadow inside your eyes still whispered through my veins. The roof beams groaned, the candles swayed, the storm outside would not fade. I will wait where the ravens don't fly, where the cold stars burn and hide. Through the frost, through the dark, through the broken hearts, I will hold the northern light. I will wait where the ravens don't fly, where the snow swallows all the sky. Though the whole world breaks like frozen waves, I will stay through the night. If spring forgets this land, still your name will live like fire inside my shaking hands. And if the mountains bury us beneath their endless white, then let the frozen earth remember we survived the night. Through the wind, through the ice, through the endless white, I still hear your voice tonight. I will wait where the ravens don't fly, where the dark leaves silver skies. Though the years fall down like winter rain, some hearts never die. Snow and ember, breath and flame, still I hear you call my name. The ice broke black on the winter lake, the mountains held their breath. Old women crossed themselves with ash and whispered tales of death. They say beneath the frozen dark, below the silver waves, a sunken hall still keeps its fire and guards forgotten names. The snow fell hard upon the shore, the pines bent low with fear. But every when winter came, the bell was always heard, low and slow through ice and stone, calling hearts to come back home. Hear it ring beneath the lake, deep below the frozen wake. Far below where shadows sleep, the bell still calls, the bell still speaks. Hear it ring beneath the lake, every vow we could not break. Through the dark, through years untold, the bell still sings, the bell still calls. But one cold night my brother sailed to find the hidden shore. The bell rang once across the mist, and he returned no more. The north wind rose, the water turned, and every lantern dimly burned. Low and slow through ice and stone, calling hearts to come back home. Hear it ring beneath the lake, deep below the frozen wake. Far below where shadows sleep, the bell still calls, the bell still speaks. Hear it ring beneath the lake, every vow we could not break. Through the dark, through years untold, the bell still sings, the bell still calls. Last night I walked the frozen shore where no one dares to go. The moon was white, the world stood still, the water lay below. Then through the ice beneath my feet, one lonely note began, and for a breath I heard his voice, as clear as any man. Hear it ring beneath the lake, deep below the frozen wake. Far below where shadows sleep, the bell still calls, the bell still speaks. Hear it ring beneath the lake, every love we could not save. Through the dark, through falling snow, the bell still sings, the bell still knows. The ice grows thin, the night grows old. Still beneath the lake, the bell tolls.
Snow on the roofs of Kattegat, fire against the pine. Young men crowd the cedar hall, waiting for my sign. Some hide fear behind their laughs, some drink to kill the cold, some stare hard into the flame, trying to look bold. I dip the needle into ash, black as raven wings, then carve the northern storm itself into the skin of kings. Breath and smoke, skin and flame. After tonight none stay the same. I carve the storm into your skin, into your skin, into your skin. Blackened lines and northern wind, still living deep within. I carve the storm into your skin, under moons and frozen stars. Even if the sea takes you, my ink still lives beneath your scars. One last wolves across his chest, one wanted waves and fire. One said, make me feared by God. One spoke no desire. The youngest warrior met my eyes. His hands were shaking slow, but when I touched the burning ink, he whispered no one knows. The drums outside rolled through the snow. The harbor shook with sound, but every breath inside that hall felt louder and profound. Needle and blood threaded tight, every mark outlives the night. I carved a storm into your skin, into your skin, into your skin. Blackened lights and northern wind, still living deep within. I carved a storm into your skin, under moons and frozen stars. Even if the sea takes you, my ink still lives beneath your scars. Broken sails and silence filled the bay. The sea returned what storms had torn. 3 bodies wrapped in gray. I touched the marks my hands had made, still dark beneath the frost, and every line beneath my palms remembered what was lost. I carved a storm into your skin, into your skin, into your skin. Every oath and every scar still beats beneath the dark. I carved a storm into your skin, where the wild north leaves its mark. Even if your voice is gone, mine still burns inside your Ash and iron, needle and flame, storm and memory The harbor wakes before the sun, with tar and cedar smoke. The gulls cry sharp above the tide. The frozen ropes still choke. They bring me cloth cut rough by salt, and hands cut hard by sea. I stitch the seams by firelight glow, while no one looks at me. Thread through skin, needle through night. I saw the sails that leave me behind, white in the wind, gone with the tide. Every stitch pulls deep through me, still I let them rise. I saw the sails that leave me behind, out through the storm, out through the night. Some hearts hold on, some hearts survive. Mine learns to say goodbye. The youngest laughs beside the pier like death has never spoken. The oldest drinks in silence now, like something long was broken. One touches wood before he leaves, one kisses iron rings, one stares too long into the dark, like he already sees who returns, who disappears. I saw the sails that leave me behind, white in the wind, gone with the tide. Every knot I pull too tight,
canvas snap like bones. 3 nights away. If I could stitch the sea itself, or close the storm with thread, I'd sew the whole wild northern world to keep them from the dead. I sew the sails that leave me behind, silver and dawn, gold in the night. Every thread becomes a prayer, vanishing from sight. I sew the sails that leave me behind, still I remain by the firelight. Some hearts are born to cross the sea, mine stays to guide the light. Needle and flame, salt and snow, still they go.
The night was torn by iron rain. My sisters fell on frozen ground. I called your name through blood and flame. No answer, only storming sound. The ravens circled low and slow. The banner sank into the snow. I stood alone where echoes die, and heard a breath behind my cry. Not a flesh, not a bone. You walked from the dark, not alone. Run with me through fire and cold, wolf of ash, wolf of old. Heart to fang, soul to skin, we are bound, we don't end. Run with me, don't turn away, through the night, through broken days. If I fall, you stand and fight, wolf and woman. One last light. Your eyes knew paths the dead forget. You smelled the fear, the truth, the lie. Where men would break, you led me yet, through pine and frost, through battle cry. They say you're cursed, they say you're shade, a ghost of kin the gods once took. But when I bleed, when hope has frayed, you guard my breath, my every shot. No chain holds what fate has sworn. You were with me before I was born. Run with me through fire and cold, wolf of ash, wolf of old. Heart to fang, soul to skin, we are bound, we don't end. Run with me, don't turn away, through the night, through broken days. If I fall, you stand and fight, wolf and woman. One last light. They took my name, they took my land, but not the vow we sealed in sand. I scream to gods, they don't reply. You lift your head and split the sky. Run with me through fire and cold, wolf of ash, wolf of old. Blood remembers what we are, floor and heart beneath one star. Run with me, don't turn away, hear the drums the old ones say. If I burn, then burn with me, bound in death and victory. Wolf beside me. beyond the rim. The evening fell on Kattegat, the tide moved dark and slow. You sat where broken black rocks met, the silver water glow. The bone flute breathed against the wind, a sound so sharp and thin. The whole wide harbor carried it beneath my skin within. I never spoke, I only came. Your melody still walks the shore, still drifts through salt and rain. I hear it rise through darkened waves and pull me back again. Your melody still walks the shore, still cuts the northern sky. Some songs don't fade when voices stop, some never truly die. It closed, the fires burned, the gulls were crying low. But every path my footsteps learned still led me where you'd go. You never asked me who I was, you barely turned your eyes. But every note your cold hands touch still lives where silence lies. The sea still moves, the rocks still wait. Your melody still walks the shore, still echoes through the foam. I hear it drifting from the dark, like something calling home. Your melody still walks the shore, still burns beneath my chest. Some songs are carried out by tides, but never lay to rest. Then one night the rocks stood bare, no flute song rising anywhere. The waves rolled in, the cold wind blew, but all I heard was you. Your melody still walks the shore, still rises with the sea. Every wave against the stone brings it back to me. Your melody still walks the shore, through every storm I face. Some songs become a part of us and never leave their place. Still walks the shore, still walks the shore. The tide moves slow, the night grows thin. Your song remains beneath my skin. breaks on timber walls. The harbor wakes in light. The sound of oars, the market calls. The smoke climbs soft and white. The silver fish on open boards. The iron rings on stone. 100 voices, one accord. No one here alone. Hands in rope, salt on skin. Kattegat still breathes tonight. Through the waves, through the fire. In every spark, in every light. In every small desire. Kattegat still holds us close. In the cold, in the rain. From the first step to the coast. To the last, we remain. Sails, the gulls cut through the sky. The old men tell their restless tales of storms that never die. A hand meets hand beside the pier. A glance that stays too long. In quiet moments something clear feels stronger than the strong. Steps on wood, eyes that meet. Kattegat still breathes tonight. In the wind, through every loss, through every fight, it never stays the same. Kattegat still pulls us in. Through the dark, through the foam. Every end and every begin leads us back to home. If the ships don't return, if the nights grow too long, still the hearth will burn, still we carry on. Kattegat still breathes tonight. Hear it rise, rise, rise. Through the dark, through the northern light, through the open skies. Kattegat still breathes in me, in the blood, in the bone, where the sea meets memory. We are never alone. Blood and flame, salt and sea. Kattegat lives in me. Ice on the roofs, night on the water, fjord till the breath, till the first horn cries. She stands alone with her watch face tremble, reading the runes in the moving sky. Men sail out with the tide and thunder. She stays back with the keys and the flame. Not every battle is won with iron. Some are fought by guarding the name. Northern lights bend low tonight like thoughts leading into here. If the world should break at the shore, she will still be scanning here. Under the Fjordfire Sky I stand with open eyes and steady heads. My ships are lost in the roar and foam. I keep the north, I hold the foam. Under the Fjordfire red and blue, every bow I carry through. Let the storm take what it can. It will not take this land. Sail from the walls, frost on the banners, old songs sweeping in carved oak doors. I did not turn